Wanted to catch you guys up on the this forward engine bulkhead repair. We have now done the penetrating epoxy, and I've now ground that back, that original cover that we were kind of using for a form for the penetrating epoxy to hold up on the end of that board there, and you can kind of see what's going on. Neither side, we're in good shape. Scarab apparently, I don't know if you can see this or not, but these stringers running forward and backward were put in first on these boats. I don't know why they didn't make this one solid bulkhead all the way across. Not my job to critique them, but to me it seems like it would have been a lot better. We're going to go ahead and fill this in with Cavasil. Makes a whole lot more sense why this cracked. It's a really weak spot in these boats. So we're going to Cavasil this up with some chop strand embedded in it, and we use some epoxy with Cavasil in it, and thicken it up along with some chop strand to bring this up all the way to level here. And then we'll just put some 1708, probably a couple layers over both of these to tie them in real good together. And that repair will pretty much, after we sand it down a little bit after that, that repair will pretty much be done. Moving right along. So our first step here is going to be to wipe these areas down. I'm just using, I don't have any acetone with me, so I'm just using some reducer. So we're going to get these cleaned up and go on to our next step. So what we're going to do here is we're using Total Boats 1-to-1, or I'm sorry, it's 5-to-1, but it's a 1-to-1 mix ratio out of those pumps, and a little bit of chop strand here, and some fumes silica to thicken this stuff up. And we're going to go ahead and get this this little repair. You notice I've got it divoted in. We're going to get this repair tied across these two panels right here on both sides with this chop strand. And then once that's done, we're going to come back and grind all this down as level as we can get it without compromising what we're doing here, and lay a couple pieces of 1708 over top of it to really tie this bulkhead and this bulkhead together, because from the factory they were split for whatever reason. They didn't, the 3-piece that forward engine bulkhead is. So we're going to go ahead and get this done. Now we're going to go ahead with our hardener. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we've got our hardener and our epoxy mixed up, in the cup together. We'll go ahead and mix it. And this stuff is, you really need to mix it good. If you don't get it mixed good, then it's not going to set up, you know. So you need to really work this stuff for a good minute or two. They say 2 minutes on there, but I mean, depending on your temperature, I guess, and how thick the stuff is. But you want to make daggone sure that you get it mixed up good. And sorry you can't see a whole lot of action going on there in the video right now, but there's limited places to put my phone to record here in this engine bay, and I want you all to see what I'm actually doing there on that repair. I'm sure you don't care about the mixing. It's not brain surgery, so I don't think it needs to, you don't necessarily need to see that. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put some of this on there. I'm just going to spoon it on here to get it wet on both of them. Wet it out really good, right in that crack. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and wet this other side out. So I'll get this good wet out here. And then we'll put some cloth on there. And we're just going to start ripping some real thin pieces here. Like that. And we're just going to stick them in there. We're going to do that again. Wet that up. I'm going to do this other side as I'm doing this one. You guys can't see it, but it is getting done. Oh. Engine rooms don't get any bigger. They only get smaller as you get older, by the way. You want to really saturate this this glass that you're putting in here. Make sure you get it completely saturated. It's the whole point in doing this, is to give this repair as much strength as we possibly can here. To allow it to get this thing made back into real good and strong here. Give that one more little bit out of here. Use our roller on this. Smash out anything that you can. Get this mash down here good and flat. that epoxy down into it really good. Go ahead and do this other side, same way. I'm gonna go ahead and put some reducer in a cup here to keep this roller from getting all super sticky, and our brush for that matter that we're using. Usually use chops, chip brushes, but I neglected to get any before I got over here. That was just what we had, so that's what we're using. So just soaking that roller, keep it from getting super gummed up. I'm gonna go ahead and put this brush in there too. All right, now we're gonna mix up 5 more pumps, and in this mix we're gonna put Cavasil, or the filler, to thicken it. 1, 2 pumps, 3 pumps, and 3 pumps, 4 pumps. Here we go. This is just, it's a slow process, guys. There's 4. And 5. Get our hardener in here. Two, 3, 4, 5. And again, mix this stuff up really good. You know, in a minute or two, so I'm going to give you a break. You don't want to watch me mix. Alright, so we've got this stuff mixed pretty good. You can see what kind of consistency it is, and we're going to thicken it up to use it as a filler now with this fumed silica. Just to give you an idea, it takes a lot of this stuff to thicken this up. So, I mean, you're gonna, don't get crazy, but you're gonna use quite a bit to do this. Just to give you an idea, you know, it's a little bit more fumed silica in that cup than there is epoxy. So, what we're looking for is a little bit past peanut butter consistency. We want it to be pretty stiff because this is a vertical area that we're trying to apply this stuff to, and we want it to stick on there. And it takes a minute to mix this stuff in to the epoxy. So you just keep going. You'll turn over new sticky sides, and what's left will stick to that. You just keep on going. You'll get it. It definitely does take a minute though to get it all mixed up. And go slow, because if you try to whip this stuff in the cup, then you're just going to cause it to poof up out of the cup, and it's going to be useless to you, pretty much. So just take your time. Don't get freaked out. This stuff, it will cook off in the pot, but I mean, you got a good 10, 15 minutes before it'll start doing that. So you're safe. No worries. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this. You see how thick that is now? I'm going to put that on there. Preferably start at the bottom. And you can use just about anything to smooth this out. I'm just going to use a piece of a shim, because anything you use in this stuff is pretty well trash after you use it in it. So I'm just going to go up through there and see how pretty and beautiful that is. Scrape our excess back off here. And I don't think I'm going to put any more chop strand on that side. Of course, we're going to have to prep that and smooth it out right here across that again before we put some 1708 across it for strength. But let me just, we're going to jump over here to this other side, and I'm going to show you, because it's a little deeper, so it's a little bit more entailed. So let me show you this real quick. This one's a lot deeper, as you can see. So we're going to fill that up, and we are going to push some more chop strand in it as we go here. Just going to pull little pieces off. See if I can get you a good viewing spot here, or a good spot to, yeah, that'll work. And so here we go. Just going to start shoveling this stuff in here. Don't worry about getting too much in it right now. Just don't let it fall off the face of it, is all. You don't want it to be all over your bilge floor. Filling up any kind of being in somewhere that's going to block a passage or something of that nature. Definitely don't want that. So you're just going to fill that up. After is just bridging that gap right there. We're going to push a little glass into this and go over it one more time. I'm just talking a little bit. I'm just going to try to strengthen that up a little. There's some fibers up and down through there to give that some strength. And it wouldn't hurt a thing to have mixed that stuff, those fibers, into that cavasil before we put it in this hole, because you see how it acts when you start trying to fool with it dry. But you get the gist of it, I believe, anyway. Said we're gonna go ahead and Go over it one more time here on this side because it was so daggone thick, or so deep of a recess in there. Alright. And don't try to overdo it. That's going to be about it. And once we get that done, once that cures out, we'll go back over it again with our, I just use a grinder with a flapper disc is what I use. It's a lot dusty, but it works pretty quick. Just make sure and wear a mask, eye protection, all that. And we'll go back over that repair and with some 1708. So stay tuned for that video, and appreciate you guys watching. Give us a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Really super duper helps us out. Appreciate it. And I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thanks.